Hey y'all, so if you saw the last video, you'll realize that I did not get to the pots and the window boxes that I intended to get to because of the rain. We are officially at the wettest April on record for the state of Oklahoma. I just saw on the news where it said at the airport we got 12.5 inches of rain, and I bet we've gotten every bit of 11 or so inches here, if not more. I don't know. Everything is so waterlogged. Everything is just absolutely soaked. We don't have anywhere for the rain to go. But anyways, a little off track. Because of the rain yesterday, I didn't get the stuff in the pots and the window boxes done. So I'm going to do that today before I head out of town. So why don't I turn around and I'll show you what I'm going to plant in the window box up front, as well as the pots that are back in the back behind me. All right, so I've got some Dicondra Silver Falls for the pots over there and for the front window box. I've got some variegated vinca here. I've got some sparkling amethyst verbena, which is really pretty, but a little bit tattered on the bloom side of things because of all of the rain. I have some, I think it's a lavender, I think that's, yep, Sunstar Lavender pentas here. Really pretty colors. This is definitely in my color wheelhouse. And then I have some compact purple, again with tattered blooms from the rain, but compact purple sun patience. So I am going to just kind of play it by ear and mix some of this stuff together, what I want in the pots and what I want in the window box. So we'll kind of see where it goes. I really need to get all of these boxwoods planted. Haven't had a chance to do that. I need to get all of my boxwoods hedged up in the front as well and tidied up, but that will have to wait until I get back. I did get some of the boxwoods back here trimmed up a while ago, and these as well, and these have actually put on a ton of new growth since I hedged them last. So when I do the front, I will probably go back and do those as well one more time. This one and this one I replaced, so they are a little smaller in size. But anyways, why don't we get some of this stuff mixed together and we will get started. All right, so these are my sad looking pots with last year's pentas in there. You got 1, 2, 3, another pot which I need to badly respray paint. So at some point I'll get that done. And then over here we have a pot with hostas in it, also known as pasta. And it has some spearmint or some peppermint. I don't know which one. It had spearmint and peppermint both in it. And I just used it to cut off the back porch to mix in with water and tea last year. And it looks like one of the two came back, and I don't know which one it is. I think it's probably spearmint, but anyways, we'll get all these pots cleaned up and we'll get some fun annual color popped in them. All right, so I decided to go with the compact purple sun patience and a few Dicondra for back here. The only reason that I decided to go with with sun patience back here versus in the front is this is easier for me to water. That front window box gets a lot of overhead afternoon sun, and sometimes it's just difficult for me to keep it watered. So I would like some plants up there that are less prone to wilt, which pentas are less prone to wilt than the sun patience. So I will opt to do these back here, and the pentas and the amethyst verbena and the Dicondra Silver Falls in the front window box. So what I want to do is I'm going to go get my Fiskars pop-up kangaroo bag, and I'm going to take all of the dead out of these pots. I am going to top off with some soil and add fertilizer. Okay, sorry. That was our sump pump. It's been going off. But I wanted to check something back there. So if you guys hear that, that's what it is, because we've got 12.5 inches of rain and our sump pump's working overtime. Whoops, maybe a little much, but that's all right. Heavy feeders are annuals, so that'll be all right. These are small right now, but let's see, grows, couldn't remember the exact stats, grows 16 to 30 feet tall and wide. So sun patients get pretty big. Like I said in a previous video, really you can get away with very few sun patients if you are patient. I am not patient. So I got 4 flats of sun patients, and I will be adding these to the front as well. These are going to be the annuals that are up there this year. And they are going to also be the annuals in the back. I am going to pop 3 sun patients in here, and then I'm also going to pop in a couple Dicondra Silver Falls. Dicondra Silver Falls is one of my most favorite trailers. It's also a ground cover, especially for those of you guys that are in warmer climates. It's a perennial for you guys, and I'm super jealous of that. And I don't really have any other pots up here that are tall enough to have trailers coming out of them, so I'll be just popping a couple of the Dicondra Silver Falls in here, and then figuring out something to do with the rest of them that I have, since I didn't end up doing as many in my hanging baskets as I thought that I was going to do. I'll have some left over. 2 in here. Honestly, these look kind of bad because they're so waterlogged. Looks a little bit funny right now, but those 2 will grow and completely fill that pot. So all I have left is the small one up here. All right, we will call this good and we will move up to the front. And this is what's currently in there now. Some pansies, there's some variegated vinca. I need to clean some of this up. Variegated vinca is a perennial here for us. And so you can see that it's come back here in a ton of places. But there were a couple over here in this box for whatever reason that did not come back. So I'm going to replace those. I'll add the Dicondra Silver Falls. Also, this box has drainage on the bottom, but this is so like just soaked, and it almost has that weird funky bad smell. So I need to make sure that the drain holes, I'm going to stick something up, a flathead screwdriver or something like that up the drain holes to just make sure that they are totally cleared out and functioning properly. All right, so I'm gonna get these pansies and the tulips removed here. Not really sure if I'll need more soil or not. Hopefully not. All right, so this is what we're going to go with. I am packing these pentas in here. There's 5 in each side. So this window box is actually 2 boxes. It looks like one from the faux finish on the front, but you can see here there's a dividing line, so I can't ever plant anything dead center, so I kind of just have to stagger it to make it look like it's kind of all centered and one box. So anyways, let's get all this stuff planted. And for those of you guys that might want to know, the stats on these pentas are 18 to 22 inches high. And let me see here. About the same wide. So I really enjoy pentas personally. After seeing just how, like, obviously they have a long skinny bloom, those blooms that hummingbirds like. They're honestly, the blooms are a little bit long for honeybees, but they still very much are attracted to them. So that's a huge pro as well for me. But the monarchs absolutely went crazy over the pentas last year that I had out in the front and in the pots, and in the hanging baskets in the back. The verbena, the amethyst verbena, is about 6 to 12 tall and wide as well. Oops, I just kicked my camera. You know, I've planted this window box a couple times already. Obviously, we've lived here for a couple years now, and I've never been happy with it. So this year I decided to kind of load it down and kind of do a little bit more testing with what I like here. So the first year I planted some hostas, some mouse ear hostas, and then I planted some heuchera that I thought was really, really pretty, and I loved it. And then we lost a limb on our maple tree that literally blocks some of this overhead direct sun. And so I had to end up transplanting all of those, because obviously those are plants that don't take full sun. So I had to transition to full sun for this spot. And so we'll see kind of how this goes this year. I'm hoping that it goes well. I planted some verbena up here last year that did pretty well. So I'm hoping that everything in this planting, in this window box will do well. But sometimes it's just a trial and error, and I wish we definitely still had that limb on our maple tree, because I think some of those shade plants were just really pretty up here in this box, but we don't. So it is what it is. I'm just gonna get this soil even out really quickly, make sure everything is good. Don't see any air pockets around anything. All right, this is what this side looks like. On to the next. I don't think I'm gonna need any soil. I brought it up here, excuse me, just in case, but I do not need it. I'm hoping too that some of this Dicondra Silver Falls will kind of spread like a ground cover over the top of the soil to help with moisture retention a little bit in this bed, because as I mentioned, this gets straight overhead afternoon sun, and I don't have a good way to get drip to this window box. I would have to run it visually along the concrete and along the steps, and I don't really want to do that. So a lot of times if we're out of town for say a week or something, like in the middle of summer, I will have our neighbor come over here and water this window box for me, and they're very kind to do that. All right, well, we got it done and I think it looks great. I would typically water everything in after I planted it, but again, same situation as the pots in the back. This soil is so saturated that I don't even feel the need to water these in. So let me turn my camera around and I will give a quick overview of everything once more that's in the window box. All right, so we have some variegated vinca, we have some Dicondra Silver Falls, we have some Superstar lavender pentas, and we have some sparkling amethyst verbena, and everything else after that is just repeats. But I think as everything starts to grow and fill in, I think it will be a really, really pretty show. I'm not really sure how I'm going to like this lighter purple with this more magenta pinkish purple color of the pentas, but TBD, because I don't think that they make a verbena in this magenta color. I could certainly be wrong. If I am, please someone tell me in the comments, but we'll see how this goes. I like this mix a lot right here. It's kind of this cool purple tone with the variegation and the cool tones of the Dicondra Silver Falls. So we'll see how this window box arrangement ranks as we near closer to summer and things start to fill in. Also, the front yard is going absolutely crazy with all the rain. Sneak peek of some of the allium that are starting to come up. They are about to go crazy. Have some very large alliums here, but I can't wait to film the bees on the allium because the bees absolutely love allium. So that is all that I have for this video. If you guys wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.